Hello everyone, it's Kari from sunshineonmypocket.com. Today I'm going to be playing with these Craft with Light kits from Chibitronics. Now this colored one has 6 different LED stickers in different colors. It comes with the circuit tape and it comes with the batteries as well. And this one over here, the one I just showed you, was the white light kit, and that comes with 6 white stickers. So today I'm going to pair that with these Heffy Doodle sets here, the Your Weird stamp set and the stitched rectangle die. So I kind of have it laid out how I want to arrange my scene. I've got the stamps picked out, and now what I have to do is decide which one's going to be on the topmost part of the scene and stamp that, and then I'll stamp the other things on top. So I'm leaving the moon and the little spaceship on the MISTI here. I'm going to stamp those down first. I'm using some black ink that's Copic friendly because I am going to Copic color these a little bit later. I'm going to stamp it down a couple of times to get a nice dark impression. And while I have the moon and the spaceship on, I'm also going to stamp those with some masking magic. And this is really great for masking when you're creating a scene. So I'm going to stamp those down on that masking magic sticker paper. I cut those out, and now I'll remove the backers to those and place those on top. This is going to help me to stamp the things that I want to look like they're behind, and also to do some inking. And you'll see as we build this scene what this is going to do for us. So I put both of those down, and now before I remove those images again from my MISTI, I'm going to stamp one more time on a separate piece of cardstock that's the same size as my front piece. And I'll show you why we're going to do that. It's going to make it easier to design our light circuits. So now we have the little alien guy. I think this guy is so cute and fuzzy and happy. I'm going to stamp him down. Now I have that masked off of the spaceship, so it's going to look like he's sitting inside the spaceship when we're all done with this. And then I'm going to place the spaceship topper right over top. I didn't need to mask off the monster because that's not going to stamp over him really. It's just going to encapsulate him. Look like he's inside the spaceship. But I am going to make a mask of that spaceship topper as well, because I want to ink on the background and I need to mask off all these images. So that's going to do the trick right there. So everything right now is completely masked off. And I also have this second sheet that I've stamped the moon and the spaceship on. Again, I'll show you what we're using that for. It's going to make it so easy to create a light up spaceship. And I'm really excited for this spaceship to light up. I can't tell you how much my nephews are going to love this too. I'm starting off with some Distress Oxides for the background with the lightest color first, and that's the Stormy Sky. And then I'm going to go in with some Uncharted Mariner over that and ink that on. And then we'll go in with some Prize Ribbon, and the very last color is Chipped Sapphire. Now I'm going to move back and forth between all these colors, get them to blend really well, and create a really great background scene for the spaceship and the moon. You know what? I don't know if it's the moon. It could be like a planet, another planet that this guy's from. That's what I'm going to say. So as I ink this on, you can see that I'm putting a good amount of ink on, but I'm going in slowly and building up the color. That's so I don't get any really crazy blobs or brush marks. Just by going in slowly, it's going to create a better look. And now I'll go back through all the colors to make sure I get a really good blend between all of them. And that's going to create the beginning of our background. So I'll finish this up here, and then I need to add, of course, some stars. But look at what a great blend we've got. I wanted it to be lightest around the moon or the planet. I'm just going to clean off my work surface here before I spritz a little bit of water on this background. That's going to react with the Distress Oxides to create kind of a fun mottled starry look. That's going to give it some lights and dark spaces, which is really fun. And now I'm going to take this white re-inker and I put a little bit on my acrylic block here, add some water and spritz that on with a paintbrush. That will create some stars, lots of stars. It's going to look like there's a lot of stars in this background. It's a really easy technique, and some of them are smaller, some of them are a little bit larger, but I wanted some even larger starry looks, so I went ahead and painted some dots and also some elongated stars with my paintbrush, adding a few here and there just to give it some variation. And there we go. I'm going to set that aside to dry now, and that's going to be our background. So for the lights, I'm going to take the second cardstock that we inked on, and I'm going to kind of map out where the Chibitronics light kit needs to go with the circuit tape. This is really simple. I was a little intimidated at first when I started using these, but look how cool. These are stickers, and there's all different colors. There's red, yellow, blue, pink, orange, and green stickers. And it says right on it, it's hard to tell in the video, but it does say which color it is. They're marked with a letter, so you know. And now I'm just going to kind of map out where everything's going to go. So this is where my battery is going to go. I'm just kind of drawing a little circle around that. And then I want to make sure I put my stickers right here beneath the spaceship, because that's where I want it to light up. So now all I have to do is create a negative line that goes underneath the battery, and then a positive line that goes above the battery, and connect them up with the lights. I'm going to show you how easy this is to do. It sounds harder than it really is. You just have to know that you need a negative part to go underneath the battery and a positive part to go on top of the battery, and they all need to line up the circuitry with those lights. That's all you really need to know. It's kind of fun to design. So you can see I'm kind of moving the circuit tape to the tops of where those battery or the lights are going to be. They're all going to hook up with those lights in just a minute. So that's the first line. Then I'm going to put the battery on, and I'm going to create a little like shelf for that battery to sit on so it doesn't fall out of our card. So I'm using the Heffy Doodle double thick tape here. This is foam tape, creating a little bit of an area for that battery to sit in. And then I also created a piece of paper. See that little, this right here, it's going to go on the top, and that's what's going to connect the circuit tape with the top of the battery. So let me show you. I'm going to put it down over where the bottom of each of those stickers are going to go. Then I'm going to wrap it around this little paper. It's kind of like a hinge, I guess, so that when you press down on the hinge, the lights are going to light up once we put those lights on, but it's not going to light up until you press on it. So that's the cool part. So now I'm choosing my favorite colors here. I chose a green, the pink, and the blue. I'm going to put those on top of the tape. Now I knew right where they were going to go because I drew my little diagram, and look how cool. They already light up, but look, we're having a little issue with some connectivity there because the green was having a hard time. So I need to make sure that those stickers are completely attached. I'm going to put an extra strip of circuit tape over the top and press down really well so that we make sure we get a good connection. Just like so. And now the blue, there we go. We're getting a really good connection when I press down. So see how we put that over the top, and it's going to be exactly where the spaceship is going to light up on that second panel because we made a duplicate panel. So that's a neat trick. Now I'll remove all the masking paper here to reveal our little scene. They're very cute. And that's what's going to go over the top of the circuit panel. But we need to finish our little scene up first, so let's go ahead and add the sentiment. I chose the sentiment that says, "You're weird, I love it." And I'm going to go ahead and white heat emboss that over the background. That's going to show up really well because we did some darker blues up towards the top where the sentiment is. So I'll stamp that down with some clear sticky ink and then use some white embossing powder over the top. And I'll heat set that, and that's going to be our sentiment for this card. Of course, I am going to color up those little images because we can't just leave it white like that. So let me show you how simple it is to color up the images. I'm going to start by coloring the glass by using some lighter blue shades. This is a B01, I believe. And then I'm going to go in with a shade that kind of matches the background. So it's still going to look like glass, like you can see through it, but you're going to get some of those glassy looks with the other shades of blue. You can also put some glossy accents over the top when you're done if you want to do that as well. I decided not to do that today because I want the lights to be the star of the show. So I'm very simply just filling this in, kind of being careful. I don't want to cover up our little alien monster here. And then I'll add a little bit more to blend those colors together using the lighter color around the edges. And you can see how that's going to look like he's got some glass over the top of him. For the spaceship, I'm using some cool grays to color that in, just starting with the C3 and the C1, and then I'm going to go in with some little darker grays for some more of the accents. It's going to make it look a little bit metallic. So just blending that through. So simple coloring on the spaceship. For the monster, I decided I wanted him to be kind of like a bluish purple. So I'm using a couple shades of that purpley blue, coloring in with the darkest shade first, and then going in with the lighter shade. And then I'll use the tip to tip method to get these to blend together a little better. You can see how they're a little bit further apart in the color scheme here. So I was having a hard time blending those together. So here we go. I'm going to take some of the darker color with my lighter marker and blend that through and see how that blends just a lot better. So that's going to be our simple little alien monster. He's really cute, kind of lovable. I like him. And then to finish him off, I'm going to add some dots with both the lighter and the darker shades. And so he's got some texture to his fur. For the planet, I'm just taking some E50s, and coloring that not too bright because I didn't want it to compete with the lights, but just kind of a muted color of planet. It kind of glows a little bit because we use the lighter color of ink blending towards this planet. But you can see how simple this is to color up, and I didn't want to create a very difficult coloring for me because after all, we have spent quite a bit of time on this card already, and wait till you see it all light up. All right, so now that we're ready to attach this together, I'm going to take that same foam tape, that's the double thick foam tape, and put it around. Now the reason we want the double thick is because when we put the top panel on, we don't want it to connect with the battery so that it lights up all the way. We want it to wait until we press down on it for the lights to light up. So that's one of the neat things about this interactive card. They really do press down, the spaceship lights up. It's really cool. I'm avoiding the hinge that we created, just putting the foam tape around. If you don't have double thick foam tape, you will need to double up your regular foam tape. This is a thicker foam tape from Heffy Doodle, so you only have to use one layer. It's really cool. It's really great for shaker cards too. So there we go. Let's add these together. And you can see when we add that together, it doesn't light up unless you press right there on the spot. Look how cool that looks. Okay, I am excited. I'm going to add this to a top folding card base, which is a really nice, thick, heavy 120-pound card base because we do have a lot going on up front. And the only thing I need to do is to put a little push here stamp on there. And since I forgot to stamp that on before we put this all together, I'm going to color up an extra piece of cardstock here, stamp it down with the push here, and then cut it out and add that. So that's the easiest way to add that after it's all put together. I also like that it has a little bit of dimension there, so you really notice the push here, even though I colored it the same color as the planet. So I'm just making sure it's going to go in the right spot right there, and then I'll glue it down with some liquid adhesive. One thing you might have noticed as I was creating this card is that I did test the lights all the way through after I created the circuit to make them light up. I want to make sure that those really work before you put your card together, and then you're going to get great results every time. It's really fun to add lights to your cards. It's unexpected and kind of awesome. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial today on how to create with the Chibitronics Craft with Light kit. I use the colors here, but don't forget they also have white, so that's perfect for all your stars that you want to light up or anything that you have in mind for lights, candles, I don't know. It's going to be really fun though. Thanks for stopping by. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.